This election was supposed to be a hopeful one in which the first time in the DRC, a president was going to transfer power to a new president so that the country can go forward and we can see some prosperity. And that hope is pretty much slipping away because, frankly, we can all see now that Kabila doesn't want to leave power.
The present Congolese crisis is entirely manufactured. This is one of those crises that never should have occurred. It was well known that President Kabila's second term would end on December 19th. It was well known that elections needed to be scheduled. The Congolese approved their constitution over a decade ago. This manufactured crisis occurs just because one man, Joseph Kabila, decided that he wants to, for reasons that he has never made clear, stay in office beyond the mandate that he has and against the constitution that he's sworn to uphold. The Congolese people went out into the street in large numbers in Kinshasa. The government responded repressively with shoot-to-kill orders to police and military. The most credible reports from human rights organizations in the UN are that roughly 50 people were murdered in the streets of Kinshasa as part of their effort to peacefully protest this violation of the Constitution by the Congolese Electoral Commission. The problem is the two sides are far apart. The opposition is saying December 19th is the end of President Kabila's term. He must leave office, period. President Kabila has now struck a deal with other opposition figures which would keep him in power until April 2018.
What's going to happen in December 19th, frankly, nobody really knows, because everybody is preparing not for peace, but preparing for war. President Joseph Kabila is using violence and threat of war to remain in power, and I believe the Congolese people are saying that they would not let this time Kabila sleep, and they're going to fight back.
The problem in the Congo is that there have been terrible wars in this country for the last 20 years. The country is largely peaceful now, but not entirely so. And any increased instability, certainly if it would lead back to war, that impacts civilians more than anybody else.
The war that happened in DRC for the past 20 years really shook the women because they've been victimized. The war was at one point really directed to women with sexual violence. So they kind of lost themselves. So we all know that if Congo goes back into another cycle of war or another cycle of conflict, women will be the first to be displaced, to be raped, and the children will be probably used as child soldiers.
The international community has tried carrots and sticks with President Kabila with a large emphasis on the carrots. That effort has failed. We need sanctions at a much more serious level against the most senior officials closest to President Kabila to make it clear that this effort just can't be accepted.
Right now we can see that the Western countries are reluctant to push too hard on democratization in Africa in general, but in DRC it's more than just one country. Because today, if Congo become unstable, it's going to unstabilize the entire region. Many countries in Africa, especially Central Africa, the presidents were able to change the constitution to remain in power. In DRC, it's pretty much the only country in which that step never took place because the Congolese fought back and President Kabila wasn't able to change the constitution. So we still have a chance to save the democratization of DRC and the aspiration of the people.